Today it's 11:41 a.m. It is Saturday, November 24th, 2012. I haven't made a little video in a little while. This is going to be about mostly personal chat. Okay, so I'm wearing a ponytail because my hair is starting to get a little bit longer. Though there's still some problems, as you can see. It's still not long enough, but it'll get there. So I just want to let it out, let my hair breathe. Something interesting happened today when I was in my car. Basically, I was in my car and I was thinking, and then someone approached me, and they go, like, I'm not a junkie, I'm just trying to feed my kids, I was laid off, I'm trying to get some money so I can take the bus to whatever, because they impounded our trucks. So I'm like, okay. I gave him $3, and then I was looking at him, and I was thinking, and I see him approaching other people. And I'm thinking, if he just asked me for money so he can get on a bus to go pick up his car, I gave him the money for the bus. Why does he need more money? So I'm thinking, should I just, whatever, kind of let this go? Then I'm thinking, no, I should not let this go. I should maybe figure out what the problem here is, because this is a person that clearly lives around here, and I don't want, I don't want people like that. So I have to, maybe there's a problem, and you can solve the problem, so they don't have to be that way. So I start driving, and I see him. He's approaching. He's talking to someone else at that point, asking them for money. So I go like, "Hey, buddy, you said you needed money for a bus. I gave you some money. I'm thinking, why don't I just drive you there? Why are you asking these people for money? What's going on?" He goes, and then he goes, I'm trying to get money for my kids, food for my kids. And then he starts walking away. So I'm like, alright. I let it go, and then I'm thinking again, like, alright, so if he needs money for food so he can feed his children, why don't I take him to the supermarket and I'll buy him food? At that point, I make that decision to, do that for him. So then I find him again. I see him again trying to approach people, asking them for money. And then I approach him, as I'm driving, I'm like, hey, you said you needed money, food for your kids. Why don't I take you to the supermarket? I'll buy you the food. And he goes, no, I'm almost here at the bus stop. First I need to go over there and pick up my car and da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. And then he goes, you probably think I'm bullshitting you, but, it's just what it is. And then he goes, well, what you could do for me is, you got an extra cigarette. And I show him an empty pack, and I'm thinking to myself at that point, this is absurd. Really. Why is he asking me for a cigarette now? First the kids, then, because, if somebody needs food or money for their kids, that's, wow, that's something that, most people would help out. Hey, my kids are starving, can you give me, in a proximity? Yeah, okay, I think most people would say, I think most people would do the exact same thing that I just did in my situation. Around here, at least. No, certainly around here, I think that's this is why I kind of decided to invest. This is the first time somebody approached me for money around here. This is the first time I've been living. I've been to DC, I've been to Trenton, I've been to Moscow, I've been to many places. This is the first time that, within the area where I live, that somebody has ever approached anybody or me asking for money. I don't know, maybe he is a drug addict. I was looking at his lips. He was a bit kind of thrown off when I approached him the second time, because I was following up. I don't know. And he was like, no, I'll take care of it, kind of prideful. I don't know, but I've never been in that situation. When you have children and you need to feed them, I think at that point you would get on your knees and beg whoever to help you, because at that point you have nothing, and you have to beg, I guess, or be willing to beg and put your pride aside. I don't know what the situation is. He could very well be a drug addict. And not to, like, yes, people asked me for money here, but in Hackensack, when I was undergoing like a probation, probation is something. Probation is something that you would go to before. It's like it's a criminal. It's a punishment. It's a punishment for committing a crime. I don't know how to explain probation. But if you go to probation, it's usually, if you like, there's two, okay. If you commit a serious crime, two things happen. You either get sentenced to probation or you get sentenced to jail. And just to give you, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to explain it all. I just don't want to say it. Hopefully that makes sense. By the way, I wanted to say this before I forget. You have to, if you want to help out, I'm trying to build a community, share the first. If you want to join and contribute some meaningful, thoughtful information, please do so. I'm still working on it. Still need to gather feedback on it. I'm still tweaking some things around. There's a lot of flexibility. I'm trying to make it as simple to use as possible. Okay, so that's what happened today. In regards to my campaign, what has been happening? I'm still working out all the technical issues. I'm still trying to understand, get a better idea, I guess, of the responsibility and the duty of the whole thing. The methodology, that's been figured out from the step one. From the get-go. But now I'm thinking about, there's some things that I would like to do personally. But it's not about what I want to do. It's about what the people, what they want, their interests. It's not about like, oh, this is what I want to do. It's about what they want to do. So I'm thinking maybe if I should just scrap everything that I want to do altogether. Though the artificial fabrication of people's impression of this thing, government, public office, politics, so to speak. It's their imagination is that, this person, they're gonna get behind this person, and all these wonderful things are gonna happen. But unknowingly, that all these wonderful things come from the people. They come from the interests of the people. And there is a disconnect between the people and the government. So, I don't know. Because I was reading my, just to explain a little bit more what I'm talking about. Because I was reading I made the topic here, NJ Legislative District 36. Elect Oleg V. Kirikine to New Jersey General Assembly of District 36. Blah 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 blah. My office elect objectives: 1. Be the voice and the vessel of the people and their interests. I think I should just center my whole objective around that, because I put reform public education K through 12 as number 2, and it's very, very complicated. And if that's, doing that, it would be like a life's venture if I were to do it by myself. 3. Reform criminal justice system, local level, county level, state level, jail, prison system. 4. Reform property tax, income tax. In parentheses, I want to eliminate property tax altogether. See, and then 5, 6, and then there's all these, 10, no, 9 of my own personal things that I would like to do. You know, you see, if I focus on doing all those 9 things, then I think I'll neglect the fact that I'm there to represent the people's interest. And if I focus in, I don't know. I need to think about this a little bit more. Okay. Okay, what else was I going to say? So I've been resetting my sleep clock the past few days. It's been a little tricky. And let me see when the last time I uploaded a video. Oh, by the way, I was looking at my last Bergen County freeholder meeting that I attended to. There was it was recorded on video, and I went to the website, and first of all, the quality was terrible, but I needed to download the actual video file, and I was reviewing what I said, and I said something very fruitless, and I want to apologize next time. Basically, I went off to say, like the county system that we have that addresses public corruption is inferior to that of the FBI, and then they kind of chuckled and I walked away. And that was fruitless because it doesn't really, doing. I don't know. I'm just not that type of person that would like to say something without there being a solution to it. Like simply saying, "Oh, this government sucks," and then walk away from it doesn't really. It just kind of makes it even harder if somebody says that this government sucks and then walk away. That kind of makes it even more. I think. I mean, from my point of view, I think for the people's point of view, I think they have every right to do something like that. To go like this government sucks, because then it gives. Then it gives reason for the people inside to go like, hey, we need to do something about this. We need to make sure our government doesn't suck, or we need to find out why our government sucks, etc. So I have a ton of ideas now from that. And I was thinking the other day, our county government is very, 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 very not complicated, but it does a lot. I'm thinking to myself, why there even be a state government if we have such a complicated county government? And I was speaking with somebody too. We're very sheltered here. Where I live, it's a bubble of society. Nothing bad ever happens here. It's a good thing. That's why people live here. Oh yeah, the economy did something, and then the hurricane did something, but for the most part, it's sheltered. I mean, the things that happen in the world or in parts of the United States we're oblivious to. Basically, it's just it doesn't affect any of us here. Everybody has a house, everybody owns property, everybody owns a house, everybody has a family. And that's basically the demographic and society around here. It's just everybody's just, for the most part, middle class or upper class. We have very few people who are unfortunate, but I'm still concerned about the people that are unfortunate because I want to kind of get them up. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I've been just working on myself a little bit, working on some things in myself lately. But in terms of, has any real utility come out of me yet? No. So, no utility. That's it. What do I mean by that? Well, did I change something, or did something get better? As of yet, from the moment that my last video, no, because that's the way I'm going to be assessing myself, or that's the way I've been assessing myself recently. The fact that nothing positive, nothing, yeah, there hasn't been a positive change in anything yet. And that's the goal. The goal is that there will be. Okay. Have a nice day.